What's up? In this video, I'm going to share with you 2 things that you can do to become more productive. These are 2 things that I've done that have really changed my entire life. And let me start by saying, I used to be the most unproductive person, and some of my friends would argue that I still am, but I've improved. And the reason why I've improved is because of these 2 things I'm going to share with you. So number 1 is change your environment. That's one of the biggest things I can ever share with you, is to change your environment, your physical environment where you live. Okay, like I used to live with my mom, and I was just not productive there. Like it's just the environment where I lived in England. I was just like, at the time I felt like I was complaining about it. But when I moved to Asia and I got my own place, my productivity went through the roof, baby. And the reason was because I was in my own space. Like my mum wasn't there, no one was there. It was just me in my house by myself. Like I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm in my own house. And that was, for me, and it was not just the house, it was the atmosphere. It was like the country that I was in. It was like I was in the sunshine. I was in a room with AC. Like coming from England, having AC is crazy, because in England, like it's always cold, so you have a heater. You don't have no AC. And so, like having tiled floors and no carpet, like just the atmosphere that I was in, the environment, the people that I was around, all of these things come into play into helping you become more productive. Like your mind, there's a quote, it's like 40% of being, like your environment contributes to like 40% of your mental state or something like that, something crazy. Like your environment is so underestimated in productivity. All these people talk about these little hacks like the Pomodoro technique and all this stuff. And yeah, that's cool, but your environment is going to contribute a large portion of how productive you are. Like cleaning your desk. Like if your desk is filled with crap, then that's going to be a large factor in your mind. Like if your desk is cluttered, your mind is going to be cluttered. And this is something that I learned early on. And also just realizing that, man, having a nice clear space, being in nature, like right now I'm here in Bali and I'm recording this video, I'm looking out and I'm just seeing my pool, there's nature, there's all these plants by the rice fields. Like it's a super nice environment, and it's relaxing, it's calming, and it helps me be more creative. So as I'm making this content, the reason I'm able to make this content is because of my environment. I'm able to be more productive by making these videos because my environment is clear, right? There's no one in this room apart from me and this camera and you. And so I'm able to be more productive because of my environment. So that's a big one. And then number 2 is something that I don't see anyone talk about, which is to figure out what's important to you. And how do you figure out what's important to you is by understanding what your values are. Like, what do you value in life? A question I ask my clients, what do you value in life that doesn't, outside of money? Like outside of money, what do you value? What's important to you? Oh, my family. Why is family important to you? Well, I love them. Okay, love. So what else? Right? So for me, it's love, contribution, growth, independence, belief, freedom. What else? Connection. Yeah, so those are my values, right? And I live out those values every day. And I know what each word means to me. I know what love means to me. It means sharing my heart with everyone. Connection means connecting with people I care about. Growth, it means growing, sharing and growing, doing things that help me grow and help other people grow. All these values that I have. So now I know what's important to me. So now when I see something like, for example, jiu-jitsu, I always use this example because jiu-jitsu is a perfect example. It's going to help me grow. It's going to connect me with other people. It's going to help. I'm going to you tap into that value of love, because when I'm rolling with people, I don't want to hurt them. So I have to love them for who they are. Belief in myself that I can do this. Freedom, like I can do certain things within the mats. Like all of these values. So I know something like jiu-jitsu is important to me. So I'm able to be more productive in that because it's important to me. So When you know what's important to you, it's easier to be productive because now you're focusing your efforts, right? So making these videos, why do I do this? Well, my values, connection with you. Love, I'm sharing, I'm sharing my love of the world, and growth, connection is contribution. I'm sharing my gifts with the world, right? So contribution is a very important value of mine. And so whenever I'm not sharing my gifts with the world, I'm not as productive because that's one of my values. That's what's important to me. So if I'm not doing what's important to me, I'm not being productive. When I start being in alignment with what's important to me, I'm able to easily be productive. Like these videos are easy for me to make only because I'm tapping into my contribution. Like this is me sharing my gifts with the world. So I'm able to be more productive now because I'm doing what's important to me. And this is not some hack, right? I'm all about principles, right? More than tactics. A lot of people, especially on YouTube, they're sharing tactics. But if you watch Ray Dalio, he's a billionaire. Ray Dalio's got a book. The book's called Principles for a reason, because that's how you succeed in life. Is by when you understand principles, you understand how things move together. Like if you don't understand the game, you ain't going to win the game, right? And understanding the game is understanding the principles that govern the game. And so, how to be more productive is literally doing shit that is true to you. Jay-Z, he said, I only invest in things that I like. I invest in things that are an extension of me. He's like, I like basketball, so I invested in a team. Like, I like alcohol, so I invested in an alcohol company. Like, when you start living like that, like I'm starting to live like that, because before I would just try and be productive, doing shit I didn't want to do. I'm like, why the hell am I wasting time trying to be productive, doing something I don't want to do just so I can make money? And it was all about the outcome. And that's why, that's why I guess I don't have a massive audience like I feel like I should have by now, because I've been at this for a while. Because I haven't been being consistent, because I've been trying to be productive in things that are not what I really want to be doing, are not what I really care about. And so this video is it's interesting I'm making this video, because I'm going to watch this back and be like, fuck yeah, that's right. I'm giving myself realizations in this video about being productive. So change your environment and figure out what's important to you. Those are the two things, right? Like, figure out what your values are. What do you value outside of money? That's your values. Whatever you say to those things, those are what you value in life. And once you do things that tick all those boxes, then you're in alignment. Now you're using your full energy and power into things that you know will work, because they're in alignment with who you are as a person and what you value in your life. So now it's going to be easier to be productive. Now it's going to be easier to be disciplined, and the fruit of your labor will be way more than you ever thought possible from that. And being committed to the process and enjoying the process is the main thing. All right. So I hope you found this video helpful. See you in the next one.